Hey guys, in our studies of carrying capacity and how it relates to competition, I wanted to share with you guys a case study about the Kaibab deer because they're a really excellent example of what happens when resources become a limiting factor for a species. The Kaibab deer are native to northern Arizona. They live in a high plateau called the Kaibab Plateau. They're named after that, where we have a mixture of alpine pine trees and alpine grasses. You can see in the background, that's the northern rim of the Grand Canyon, just to give you a picture of where these animals spend their time and what type of resources, the grasses, that they rely heavily on. In 1906, President Teddy Roosevelt made a trip out west, a very famous trip where he visited Yosemite and the Grand Canyon. And on this trip, he ran into this herd of Kaibab deer, which at the time numbered about 4,000 animals strong. And he came back and said this was the finest deer herd that exists in America. He absolutely fell in love with the Kaibab deer. And so immediately following this, a national wildlife preserve was set up, and the hunting of the Kaibab deer was completely banned. It made it illegal. In 1907, in order to continue protecting the Kaibab deer, there was recognition that the predators in the area were hard on the deer populations. Kaibab deer have four main predators in the region: the bobcat, the mountain lion, the coyote, and the wolf. So the government set up bounties, which meant that if you brought in an animal, such as a mountain lion, they would pay you. So in the years following 1907, 816 mountain lions were shot and removed from the Kaibab region. 20 wolves were shot and killed and removed from the region. 7,388 coyotes, as well as 500 bobcats. Okay. Each time one of these was brought in, people received their bounty. And as a result, the Kaibab, losing their predators, their population started to climb. So trouble started looming as we start approaching the years 1920 of the 1920s. So if we look at this population graph, this is Kaibab deer data. So back around when Teddy Roosevelt visited, there's that 4,000 animal mark. When we remove the predators right around here, it is a rapid increase of population, right? And so as we get to about 1924, somewhere in here, we are approaching 100,000 animals. And the result of this was a very much degraded ecosystem. The deer had grown so vastly that they were destroying the native grasses in the region to the point where they wouldn't grow back the following spring. And so by 1924, the deer were in really bad shape. The government set up what they called the Great Deer Drive, which was an attempt to go out and shoot as many deer as they can. And in 1924, they were able to shoot 674 of them. That put a small dent in the problem that they're facing, though, with so limited grass because they'd eaten all of it. And so over the next 2 winters, it's estimated that 60,000 deer perished because of the lack of food. They starved to death. So we had a massive drop in population that follows. Today, in order to try to maintain deer populations at a healthy level, a couple things have happened. There's a biology team that keeps track of the Kaibab deer and their populations, as well as the whole ecosystem of the Kaibab National Forest. And they have since banned the hunting of predators such as mountain lions and wolves in the region. They are constantly monitoring hunting, so hunting is now allowed for the Kaibab deer once again. And the Kaibab deer have made a nice rebound. So on the brink of total collapse from starvation, there is now a healthier population of the Kaibab deer. So your guys' job today, let me move my head, is to look at this population graph for the next several questions. And again, here's the whole span from 1905 to 1935. The Forest Service set up its team of biologists in the 1930s to start